Come on, you gotta appreciate a little bit of clickbait on April Fool's Day. But it does bring up an interesting question. What would you do if you won $1 million? I bet we will get much different answers from the homesteading community than you would from, just regular folks out there. What would you do with $1 million? Regular folks? Who knows? But $1 million doesn't go as far as it used to, that's for sure. A $400,000 home, a couple of $40,000 cars, it's half gone. So what would you do if you had $1 million? Because it's such an interesting question, I'm curious to hear what the homestead community might say about that. So let's start an impromptu collaboration right here. Anybody who wants to make a video and answer the question, what would you do with $1 million? Join in, make a video, tell us what your fantasy is, what your dreams would be with all that money. Leave a link to your video, and what I'll do, I'll make a playlist sometime in the future when I don't know if anybody will watch this or make their own videos, but let's assume that there are at least a few people who make videos on what they do with $1 million. In the future, I will make a playlist and put all those videos in there, and I'll make another video highlighting all of the videos in the playlist, so we can go back and look through all those. What do you think? I think it's a good idea, so I'm doing this. So what would I do with $1 million? I probably should have thought of this more before I clicked start on the camera, but it probably wouldn't be much different than what my dreams are now. I'd obviously buy more land. How much land and where? Idaho, if money is no object, Idaho would be very interesting because the community out there, just on YouTube, is amazing. The Grass-Fed Homestead, Fouchmatic, or Patch Heaven, Road to the Farm, Willow Creek Homestead. I'm missing out on some of them, I'm sure. But Idaho, I've got a little bit of family in it. Right now I'm looking at Arkansas and Missouri for some land. But who knows? So I would get as much land as I could. I don't know how much I'd spend on that. But okay, so I get as much land as I could, and we'll go through the other steps. I'd build a small house, tiny house. Well, probably not tiny, small. I still don't need a big place to live, so, one of those cabins, 12 by 30, I don't know, 14 by 30, something like that, that'd be great. So I'd get a bunch of land, build a tiny house, that'd be my first steps, and then I'd build more tiny houses. I'm not physically capable of homesteading and doing everything I want to do on my own, so I'm going to need some help. So provide a place to live. I think that would be the route that I would go. And so I've probably still got at least half of the money left. I would want to start a profitable farm, maybe in the Joel Salatin style, just wherever I'm at that will determine, your market is going to determine what products you can sell. But I definitely want to start a profitable farm to create jobs, as many jobs as I can, decent paying jobs, but not jobs where someone's going to work for the rest of their lives. More in the Joel Salatin style, where they work for a few years, build up their knowledge, save a little money, so they can go out and do it on their own. Wash, rinse, and repeat, and keep, churning out more homesteading farmers, whatever. That would be my goal as far as starting a business, would be to churn out more farmers and give people opportunities. So then the next thing I would want to do would be, like an animal sanctuary or a kids zoo, and create opportunities. I would like to create opportunities for special needs people, children, adults, everybody. I had an aunt growing up who was special needs, and she was blind, had mental capacity about, I don't know, a 10, 12-year-old. So, she functioned pretty well. And one thing she was able to do through a community center was to have a job. One day a week, 3 or 4 hours, and, they'd find different things in the community, little tasks for them to do. But I think, maybe something along those lines in conjunction with the, kids zoo animal sanctuary, so they could come and take care of the animals and interact with them and just create some opportunities for them. And I would also want to, share this with the homeschooling world. So, bring your kids out and learn about the animals that we have, and do a class, and create educational opportunities for kids also. Maybe a kids garden in that area. And then from there, I would want to keep expanding the farm. I can't do it myself. You need a community. So maybe it'd be a hippie commune of an accidental variety. I have no idea. But I would want to expand the farm in the future. And Eustace Conway, some of you may have heard of him. He's on the TV show Mountain Men. And he's got a nice property in North Carolina, and they do a lot of neat stuff. He's more of a naturalist, but they do summer camps, week-long summer camps for kids. So, I wouldn't mind setting up a campground, and maybe some housing for kids for summer camp to come out and learn about farm life, homesteading life, natural life, all that kinds of stuff. I'll put a link to one of probably his TEDx talk, Eustace Conway. I'll put a link to that down below if you want to learn more about Eustace Conway. And so that's what I would do with $1 million. What would you do? Make a video, put the link down in the comments. I'll make a playlist and do a future video of it, and I'm curious to hear what some other folks would do. I bet a bunch of you would not leave your properties. You might, well, we'll just see. I bet we get much different answers from the homesteading community than from the general public. And so that's it. And I want to point out one more video before we go. Deep South Homestead, Danny and Wanda down at Deep South Homestead just did the best canning video that you will ever see. So you'll want to go watch that. I'll put a link up above, hopefully right here, and I'll put a link down below to their video also. So go check out Deep South Homestead. Happy April Fool's Day. Hope I didn't waste your time if anybody's watching this. Have a good day. Bye.